Tell you what, this boat is really unique. I like it a lot. You don't really expect to see this down here when you look at the outside. So that goes into the head, but also, look at that. That is really cool.
What's up, everybody? Today I've got for you a truly special one. This is an extensively refit, maintained, and upgraded performance cruiser. She's been taken care of without any concern to cost as long as her current owner has had her. As always, remember to do all the usual things for this channel, and I'm adding to that to please drop a subscribe to Learning the Lands, our new land-based channel, if you want to follow along on our DIY home base build on 100 acres in Nova Scotia. Link in video description. Thank you in advance, and without further ado, let's get to the tour.
Alright guys, I just stepped aboard from the transom, and you've got a split back stay here, so you can really just walk aboard very easily, and then your cockpit is right here. But we're going to go forward first like always, so let's start going forward. So we've got a really long Genoa track right here, so lots of adjustment for your head sail as well as your main sheet just forward of the Dodger there, forward of the cockpit. And then this is a really good looking aluminum tow rail, really high, and your lifelines are pretty high as well. And you have handholds going all the way forward, so a relatively safe side deck, nice and wide and clean. And guess what? This is something I've never seen before in a sailboat. This is really, really cool. This is a flush flip up cleat, so when you're sailing, you can't trip on that. You can't stub your toes. That is really, really cool, because I have definitely stubbed my toes on cleats before. So that's a really, really cool feature. I like that a lot. Continuing forward, you've got inboard shrouds, so you can easily kind of go just outboard of them and, you know, easily go forward, as well as using the shrouds as handholds. So again, nice and easy and safe going forward. Looking at the rig here, it looks like there is a boom furled mainsail, so it's not something you typically see on boats of this size and vintage. Really, really cool. I like that a lot, and you know, love them or hate them, it's pretty cool, I think. So when they work and you know how to use them, they work well. So there's your boom furled mainsail right there. Double spreader main mast, radar up there on the mast, 4 shrouds on each side, as well as 2 backstays that go all the way up to the top of the mast there. Very cool. I want to look up the mast one more time, because it does look like this boat is sloop rigged. However, I think there is an optional inner stay. So yep, you can attach another stay right there for a staysail, and it's going to attach down there to that chain plate. So this is actually a cutter rig, but it just doesn't have the inner stay attached right now. I like that a lot. And then more of those flush cleats, a big Samson post right there to help you with anchoring or docking. Very, very nice. And then a dual bow roller with a Rockna anchor, roller furling head sail, and your chain locker. A big old wasp right there. Actually, you know what? That's not the chain locker, so that is just a bow locker, and the chain locker is going to be below that. And you can see the chain is going to go through that hawse pipe right there from that vertical windlass. Foot controls up and down. I like how they're far apart from each other. They're you know, harder to confuse that way. Tell you what, this boat is, it's really unique. I like it a lot. Looking aft, good looking boat, and really a nice, clean and safe foredeck. You know, you don't have, aside from right there and right there, the transition between the coach roof and the foredeck is really very, very good. I mean, a lot of boats, I mean, if you look at that boat right there, have a big step or, you know, big transition between the coach roof and the foredeck. This boat doesn't have it at all. It just slowly goes down. So working the foredeck up here when you're sailing, if you need to, is going to be relatively safe and easy. I like that. And the decks feel really solid. Continuing aft again, just a very pretty boat, very well outfitted. stainless steel trimmed port lights, a single opening port on each side. And then back here, again, your main sheet and a very nicely done tan Dodger back here. Continuing aft, you got your turning blocks for your jib sheet, your Genoa sheet, more of those flush cleats, and then your T-shaped cockpit back here. So good use of space. Not the biggest cockpit, but well designed and laid out. It does look like there's a decent amount of storage back here as well. And then you've got 6 winches, which look to be pretty oversized for some of them. So definitely gonna have a lot of leverage for sailing. All right, and then back here, propane locker for 2 propane bottles. Just another multi-purpose locker. Engine controls right there, emergency manual bilge pump. And then lastly, some more storage. And then there is a opening port right there to get some light into the quarter berth. A nice wheel right here with Garmin instruments. Can't go wrong with that. You got good visibility forward. I know there's the cover on right now, but you can see through or above the Dodger quite easily, and then you can get under the Dodger easily as well. That's going to provide a lot of protection from the weather. And yeah, very, very nice. Off the back, this is how I got up. There's a custom boarding ladder. As you can see, there's pretty wide steps right there, and then some metal plates that have been put there, so you know you're not going to wear out the paint and wear out the transom going up and down the ladder. I like it. Let's go ahead and go down below. Alright guys, I just stepped down below, and this is a really, really cool boat. Everything's in really good shape. And honestly, you know, you don't really expect to see this down here when you look at the outside. The outside looks like a fast race boat, and then you get down here and it's super cozy with all this wood. Really good build quality, really good craftsmanship. And it's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable down here. So let's go ahead and go all the way forward like we usually do. And then up here is the forward cabin. So everything in pretty good shape. All the teak. You got these drawers right here, which you know you just lift up a little bit and they can come out, but then they're locked in place. So when you're underway, they don't go anywhere. So lots of clothes storage above the berth. Storage up there as well. Shelves. Got some life jackets in there. More clothes storage, more drawers on this side, on the starboard side. And then there's a hanging locker up here in the forward cabin as well. So plenty of storage, you know, for all of your belongings while you are sailing. Louver door. And then one of the interesting things as well is there's a combination door right here. So you've got the head. So that goes into the head, but also, look at that. That is really cool. I think I've only ever seen that once before in a yacht. So it's one door that's both the cabin door and the head door. So when you're up here in the forward cabin, you can close yourself off and have a nice private head right here. Super cool. I like that a lot. And this is a big wet head. No separate shower, but this is a very comfortable space with, you know, lots of storage. And yeah, I mean, this forward cabin is just in general really, really nice. I would not have expected this up here. And let's go back. That's so cool. And then just the amount of craftsmanship it takes to make that work well. I like it. I like it a lot. Continuing aft. Pretty comfortable and also pretty standard main salon. You know, you've got your U-shaped settee main salon table to port, and then your single straight settee right there on the starboard side with storage all around. Ooh, I like that. Chain plate access. And then more storage and kind of a little little bar area, a little bit more counter space right here. Then you have a settee aft of that. That can also be a pilot berth with storage above, behind, and down below. Looking to port, there's your U-shaped settee that also converts to a double berth. I do like it. Again, lots of storage all around. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bilge below the floorboards there. Pretty clean. Yeah, not, you know, this is fin-keeled boat, so not a very deep bilge. And then after the main salon, you've got these half bulkheads, this like quarter bulkhead right here, as well as support columns. It kind of divides up the space a bit. I like that, and makes, you know, the navigation area kind of separate from the rest of the boat. So this is kind of cool. So you have your forward facing nav station right here. You got some more of these fancy drawers and a really big chart table, to be honest. And I like how you have your instruments hanging off of this cabinet up here, as well as that provides a little bit more storage. Main distribution panel. So this is really your electrical and your instrument hub on the boat, your navigation hub, as well as this is going to be your office if you are living and working aboard. So very nice. And then right behind that, this is a dual use space, is a quarter berth. So while underway, this is probably a good place to sleep because you can't fall out. And it's also in the aft section of the boat, which is generally a little stabler than the bow. So very cool. And then you got some storage up there. And then finally to starboard is, to be honest, relatively small galley. I think, you know, this boat really uses its space in other areas. So this galley is pretty small, but you know, you can brace while you're cooking right here. So that's pretty decent design, and you do have storage all around right there. So cold storage there, as well as a sink and a gimbaled stove. Everything you need and nothing you don't. So very cool. Then the main companionway. The engine access, I believe, is going to be right there. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can get access to that. All right, guys, there you have it. That took all of 10 to 15 seconds really to break that all down. So everything comes apart and you can access the engine quite easily from right here. Very nice. All right, guys, it's time for the full continuous below decks walkthrough from bow to stern.
So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Although this boat is not my personal style, I can appreciate that it's a great performance-oriented displacement model hull built to go anywhere in comfort, all the while sailing very well. A lot of cruising boats don't do this, so that's where this boat shines. I think she's a great boat for a couple or small family looking to have a well taken care of, safe, and upgraded performance-oriented model hull that's ready to cruise on. As with all of our videos, the current asking price as well as the broker contact information will be in the description below. Thanks for watching. Remember to do all the usual things, and I'll see you in the next one.
I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with and let it go for a little